Guys, how does this happen during my get ready with me? Hey besties, welcome back to Maita's World. Today in Maita's World, I'm gonna show you my go-to everyday glam. This is something that I perfected over the summer because I was working my little internship or whatever, and I have this down packed to a science, as in I would call my Uber for work, which would take on average 5 to 8 minutes, and I would just quickly like just do it and then make it in time for the Uber to arrive. This is like your everyday go-to glam for class and like just a day full of things where you don't want to look dead. Okay, so you've just hopped out the shower and you just put on your moisturizer. Now it is time to prime the face. To prime the face, I'm actually using my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer, and we're just gonna plop this on the face. I love this because this is just like an additional like moisturizer if you think about it, and primer is just always the best. I'm gonna also add an eye cream underneath. Like you can literally use any eye cream. I don't have a preference, mainly because honestly like that's where the majority of my makeup is going, like underneath my eyes to wake me up. So up next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Halo Liquid Filter Liquid Glow. I don't even know what shade this is. This is actually shade 5. And yeah, you literally just put it however. Like another good product for this is the Charlotte Tilbury one. That one's also really good, but I have like no method. Like in the morning I'm just and you just put it on, and then you get your wet beauty blender and you just tap it all in. This is like usually the first step, just personally putting on a little bit of a base. Some days you can like get away with just doing concealer. I have a lot of dark marks on my face, so I prefer to put like either a skin tint, these liquid filters, just something like that as like a nice smooth base. I think like that always makes the world of a difference. At the end of the day, like honestly, one thing I learned over the summer is that when you look good, you feel good. And it's kind of like this thing of like just putting effort into your appearance, and I have enjoyed doing that, you know, like just looking good, trying to seize the day by making sure I look good. So up next, I'm gonna put in my color corrector, and while I'm letting my color corrector sit, I'm also already gonna be going in with my contour bronzer. I don't know, but like it's my Fenty Beauty, like the stick. And I'm already gonna go in with the stick to kind of bronze or just like contour a little bit. And I'm already going to go in with my beauty blender to blend it all out. Yeah, this is honestly like what I would do. And also sometimes if I only had 5 minutes, I would skip contouring, like that I would skip. But I always made sure to keep the color corrector, and I would also keep a little bit of concealer. And even sometimes if I can't do concealer, just keeping the color corrector, because like I do have dark circles around my eyes, and that is something that would help like wake me up and like revive me. But yeah, we're gonna say I have 10 to 15 just for the sake of this video, but if I did only have 5 minutes, 5, 7, 8 minutes, then I would skip the contour. And the perfect part about mixing steps is just when you finish like kind of blending in your contour, you can immediately then go into your color corrector, because like it would have sat for enough time. Okay, so up next we are going to put our concealer. So for concealer, it's not a full like shebang thing. It's literally just you put a dot like inside over here. I literally just put like a dot like this because a little goes a long way with this concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm using the shade Sand. And while I'm doing this and letting the concealer sit, I'll immediately start with my eyebrows or with my eyelashes, and potentially also with blush. I think I'm quickly just gonna start doing my eyebrows a little bit. And for eyebrows, please know that your girl does not do much, okay? I barely have any eyebrows to start with, so nothing that looks too different to how I look. Guys, how does this happen during my get ready with me? I benefit precisely my brow detailer. Like this, it's broken, it's stuck. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Like, oh, I cannot, this is literally so embarrassing that this happened. So I'm firstly gonna go in with my eyebrows, and yeah, like I said, honestly, one thing I can say about like just your early morning makeup, it's just so good just to make steps. It's the only way you can get through it, you know what I mean? And usually during this time, I'm listening to whatever music I was listening to in the shower. As you can see, we've let the concealer dry a little bit just by doing the next step. So when it comes to concealer, it's very important to have your setting powder at the ready. So I'm gonna start with my left eye and we're gonna blend. One thing I love about the concealer, and if I do have the time to do it, it really just helps to like brighten everything up. It wakes you up and it just makes you look like ready for the day. I don't use a lot of concealer, mainly because like I said, you know, you don't have the time to let it all sit, and like when you put too much and you haven't allowed it to sit, it sometimes looks a little bit cakey. But yeah, and in the meantime, while I am setting this side of my face, I'm also gonna go through where I place the contour, and we're gonna set our contour as well. And as you can see, like this side of our face has been set, and then we'll be ready to do like the blush. Honestly, like truly, sometimes like blush is the very last step. Like I don't know how to explain it. Most of our base is done. We just have to do our lashes and we have to add some blush. So for lashes, I'm gonna get out my lash curler and we're just gonna do whatever it is you do with the lash curler. Like I don't even know what I'm doing 90% of the time when it comes to mascara, but I do it just to add some life. This is another thing, like what I loved about the summer is I had lash extensions the majority of the summer, so that would mean I would skip this mascara step, or like if my lash extensions were like very minimal, I would just add a little bit of mascara, but it would not be like the main event. We're probably gonna do 2 coats of this, so after this I'm gonna do my blush and then go back with mascara. But for mascara I use Clinique, and the funny story, the reason I use Clinique is because my mom is a Clinique girly. She uses all of the Clinique skincare, and she would always buy herself Clinique and then she would get the gift bags because Clinique is very big with gifts with purchase. So she would get these gifts and it would come with small Clinique mascaras. So like when I was a child, we weren't allowed to wear makeup at school, but sometimes I just wanted to look a little bit pretty. I won't say for who, but sometimes I just wanted to look a little bit prettier in high school. So I would go and take her mascara and just cake my lashes with mascara. And like a lot of the time, like she had already used that mascara, so it would be an old mascara and I'd be putting it on thinking, oh my gosh, like this mascara is working, but it would be bare bones, like absolutely nothing there. That is the story of how I turned out to love Clinique mascara. So for blush, this is my favorite blush. This right here is my everyday blush. I love it so much. Even some days when I don't do my makeup, I will still put this blush on. But this is the Patrick Ta blush in the shade She's Wanted. It's this gorgeous berry tone, and I always just go use my middle finger for this because it's the best finger, and I just add the blush on each side and then I blend with my finger. Like this is literally a lot of like, this is like finger and sponge work, the makeup. There's not a brush inside. Like honestly, I don't put anything on my like eyelids either. That's why I like put some of the concealer if I have spare concealer in there, but literally there's nothing on my lid. Guys, you see how like refreshed we look, ready for the day? But yeah, I like put on blush, and if I'm unhappy and I think there should be a little bit more, I add more. And yeah, this is my everyday look for the most part. If I do have time, like I'll grab my little eyeliner that I use to go over my spots if I have the time. But hypothetically, let's say I do have the time. Boom. And then we'll go for coat 2 with mascara. And when it also comes for lips, there are no lining the lips, by the way. I do not line my lips at all. I usually put whatever lip gloss I have. So currently in my handbag, I have 2 lip glosses. The Summer Friday, it is their limited edition one from last fall or winter. It is in the shade Hot Chocolate. That has been my go-to. And then I'm also using the Topical Slick and Solve. I got it for my birthday this year in the shade Mint. It is a banger. It like keeps your lips glossier for longer, but like honestly my first few years of university, I would always have a Fenty Beauty in there. Like usually Fenty Beauty, the Gloss Bomb Heat in Hot Chocolate, that would usually be the go-to. However, I did go to Sephora recently and I got the Refi tinted lip glosses. I got it in the shade Suede. I got it because I really love the way this applicator looks. Like, take a look at that. So let me first spray my face. Guys, recommend setting sprays for me, okay? And over here we're gonna go over, we are going to go, I know this is like literally seems so chaotic with how quickly I'm like darting, but guys, we don't have that much time. But we're gonna quickly go over our lips with the Refi gloss. This is usually something I'll do right before I'm entering the campus or the office, because lips are the easiest thing to do. So usually I'll like leave the house, no lips, and then put the lips on in the metro or in the Uber or in the bathroom. So there you have it. Here is the finished everyday glam look. What do we think, guys? I love it too bits. It's so minimal, it's very light. Like I said, it's so important just in order to feel good. Sometimes it's important to look good, and this is some of the things I do to make sure I look good. When it comes to optional steps for your go-to on-the-go quick makeup, contour is a big one for me that's very optional. And this is for me, sometimes I can get away with no concealer, but if I can put concealer, I will definitely try to. Already a fan of the way your eyebrows look. Sometimes you can get away with just putting like eyebrow gel on. That is something as well that can be very quick. And the lash curler is also an optional step. You don't have to, you can just go straight in with your mascara. I just added it in because I told you usually this is something I would do in 5 to 10 if I removed those steps. But because I'm talking to you guys right now, we kind of made this a 10 to 15. But I really hope you guys enjoy the look. Bye, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You get the heck out. I need rest now. Got me bummed out. You so